Welcome, my friend. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to craft with you again today. Today we're going to make a fantastic card which Uma, one of our design team members, designed, and I've changed it up a bit because I've changed the flowers. So, and the sentiment, but we're going to create this card and these flowers. So let's flip the screen and I've created these flowers. So these are the zinnias. And whilst I was prepping up my live, I thought, why not make them not just in the paper, but let's make them in the foam too. So as a bonus, I've put all the pieces together. Hi Christy, it's good to see you. I put the pieces together so we could make the foam ones as well. I don't know about you, but I love to be able to make really quick, really easy cards. And the papers and the die really do our work for us. And if you're like me and have flowers made in your drawers, then you can just go shopping in your flower drawer and put a card together very, very quickly and easily. So we are live. Drop some comments, say hi, let me know how you're doing. I'm excited to make this beautiful card with you. So let's start with the flowers. Debbie, you're in sunny Delaware. Miriam, you're in New York. Cherie, good morning. Lucille, good morning. Lorna, yay! Good to see you, my friend. Okay, so I am using the small Garden Zinnia stamp die, and for the paper flowers, the mold. Now, I'm going to be using this image, and for my flower, so let me bring my flower in. You can see I've got some layers here. So what we're going to do is for each flower, you're going to stamp this one twice. So for each flower, I've got 2 of the larger ones and 2 of the smaller ones to make up my flower. So that's 4 layers. Okay. Donna, good morning, my friend. So I have stamped the flowers in Vibrant Fuchsia. This is one of my favourite go-to flowers. Now, I wanted to make purple flowers for this card. I was just drawn to the purple, but I was really intrigued because I wanted the flowers to pop, and I've got pinks in my papers. So I think the pink looks really great, and these are more purpley, and I think those are going to look stunning too. I haven't actually made a card with these, as I said. I just whipped them up for us to do as a bonus because I was inspired by somebody in the Facebook group, and I'm so sorry, I can't remember who it was now, that they'd made foam zinnias, beautiful, vibrant pink foam zinnias. And I was like, oh my gosh, we could do those. So we're going to. Okay. So the zinnias, we've stamped in Vibrant Fuchsia. And I'm going to come in with the buttercup. And I'm just going to do a circular motion in the centre, like so, of my flowers. And then I'm going to come in with my fuchsia and just add some colour to the ends of those flowers, blending the colour together. Now for the foam ones, I'm going to have done exactly the same thing, but I am using the lighthouse colour with the buttercup. Okay. So that's how quick and easy we can colour these. Right. Suzanne, good morning. You're saying it's 10 o'clock. You had flooding, hail and rain today. Oh my goodness, you're in Australia. Friend, I hope you are safe and you and your friends and family are okay. Lisa, good morning. Okay, so we're going to take our coordinating die, lay it over, tape it down and run it through the die cutting machine. Now, if you're like me and make lots of flowers, I love to have a second die. Now, while the flowers are in the warehouse clearance, it's a great time to take advantage if that's something for you, because you can save up to 70% in the warehouse clearance. So if you're a crafter like me that makes lots, then having multiple dies is a great thing, but it's even more fantastic when you can make great savings. Okay, so we're going to bring in our shaping mat. So we've die cut our pieces. So this is what we're going to use to make one flower, 2 of the larger ones and 2 of the smaller ones. And you'll see that I have coloured just on the tips of those petals. So I'm going to come in and do this one. So we're just creating some more colour on the end there, blending it in. The beauty of these daubers is because of the shape, they blend beautifully, like so. Okay, so what we'll then do is we'll pop those in our mould, and this time I'm going to put them in stamp side up. Okay, so we'll put them in like so. We'll put the lid on. You can spritz them. Put the lid on, run them through the die cutting machine. And they're shaped. So we get this lovely curved shape. The petals are coming up. Now I have shaped my other ones, but what we're going to do is these have been sat waiting for the live, so I'm just going to give them a spritz with some water. So I have a water spray, just give them a light spritz, and I'm just going to take my petals. So I'm putting my thumb on one and I'm just going to pinch like so. Okay, now we have made these before and I made them slightly different because we used our golf tool. So this is going to give a little different effect. And then I'm just going to take my tool and tickle its tummy. Janie, my friend, I hear you. I'm going to miss them too, but we will find a way to craft together, my friend. We will. We'll find a way to craft together. Okay. So I've done that to all 4 of my pieces. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my golf tool and I am just going to take my piercing mat and pierce through, and I'm going to be using stamens, and it's a fair thick end, so I'm going to push this a long way through on my golf tool so I get a really good hole. Okay, now this is why I like the golf tool. If you're a crafter that like me that loves to use the wired stamens, this is really great, because if we're only using 2 or 3 stamens, we wouldn't have such a thick piece to push through. And the golf tool has a variated, I can't think of the word. Its shank is variated. It is wider at the top than narrow at the bottom, so we can get different sized holes as we use the tool, depending upon where we push it through to. Okay, Tina, I'm glad to see you too, my friend. So I'm using the beaded stamens, the medium ones, and these are the yellow ones out of the pack. I've taken 6 of them, twisted them together, and then we're going to start with the smaller one first, and we're just going to thread that through, and we will spread those a little like so. And then I'm going to come in with my hot glue gun, and I am just going to put some glue around the back, and then I'm going to come in with my other smaller one, and I'm going to interleave those petals like so. There we go. So you can see that these petals are curving upwards. So my friend, what's the weather like where you are today? Our friend in Australia's had some real serious rain, unfortunately. But is the sun shining for you where you are? It's not here, but it has been. And the promise is the sunshine's going to be out for the weekend. Oh, Jean, you're finishing up your holiday to the North Dakota Badlands. So many beautiful prairie flowers and lots of ideas for your cards. Oh my goodness, my friend. That is so exciting. Don't you just love it when you go to places and you are inspired by what you see in nature and architecture and want to create when you go home? It's amazing, is that? Oh, Wendy, you've got severe thunderstorm warnings. Oh my goodness. Right, so we're just going to finish that off around the back with some hot glue, and that's our flower. That's come together really beautifully. So that's the paper flower. Let's have a look at the foam flower. So we're going to use exactly the same. We've got 2 of the smaller ones and 2 of the larger ones. Now these I've already done, so we will get our heat tool. So we're going to hear some noise. Okay, I'm just going to wait and let this heat up a little bit. Pat, you said it was 98 yesterday. Wow. Lorna, you're saying it was near 90 in the Central Valley and supposed to be 68. Gosh, that's a difference. My goodness. Okay, so we are literally going to do the heat and twist, okay? So I'm just going to heat it up. Let's see if I can. I'm holding it down with something metal. I'm trying to make sure that you can see this. See, it's starting to curl. It's coming up. There we go. So I'm going to grab hold of it really quickly, and I'm just going to twist like so. Okay. The sun's out in Nebraska, Sylvia. Yay. Okay, so I've done that same process to the 2 larger ones and the 2 smaller ones. I'm going to take my stamens. So we'll grab 6 of them. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what I like to do is I just like to push them all down in my fingers so that all the heads are at the same level. Run my hand down to the bottom and then give them a twist. Now I know that this is something I've shared before, but when we cut off these ends, these are great to keep hold of and use when we're using them with our threaded statements. Okay, so I don't need to pierce a hole in these because this is the art foam paper, and I'm just going to push my stamen through, give that a bit of a, actually I'm just going to give this a bit more of a twist. There we go. We're going to put some hot glue around the bottom, and then I'm going to take the small one again, push that through, and try to interleave these flowers. Because we've twisted them, they don't go in the same places as the paper ones. So wherever looks the best for you, then I would do that. I'd pop them there. So we'll just pop this one through as well, like so, and then we'll do the last one with a bit more hot glue. There we go. I don't know about you, but making these foam flowers using this twisted technique makes them so quick and easy to make. It really was one of those last minute thoughts to make these with the paper flowers, and it didn't take me long to put them together at all. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to come in with my lighthouse. I'm just going to pop that there. So I've got my lighthouse ink, and I'm going to take a dauber, and I'm just going to put some ink on. Now I would let this set a lot more before I did this normally, but it isn't hot, so I'm not going to hurt myself. And I'm just going to come in with my ink and just add some colours randomly onto my flowers. So my backs are white. I didn't colour the back of them, and this can colour those so you have some whites showing and some coloured, and just colour until you like the look that you've got. Okay, and then that's our flower finished. Sylvia, did I only cut one size for this flower? So I used the small Zinnia, the stamp with the 2 images in, and I used the 2 sizes. So this was the image that I used. We've used 2 of these and 2 of these for both the paper and the foam one. Okay, so I hope that helps you there, Sylvia. Now, I don't know about you. I think they're both absolutely fantastic. They look very different. So if you're a crafter like me that loves to make the most out of your crafty stash, then it really makes it versatile. And of course there are other techniques that you can use with the foam, so you don't have to do the twist technique. You can use the iron. I don't know if anyone's seen Purr did with the sweet peas. She heated the foam. So she heated the foam using an iron, and then took the foam petal by petal and pressed it into the mould, and that had a beautiful effect. So you can use the mould with the foam by doing that. There's a YouTube video about that. Okay, so shall we put the card together? Uma's card is absolutely gorgeous. And it's so quick and easy to make. Okay, Janie, you saying you love that extra bit of ink. Yeah, it does really make them pop. And the other thing that you could do is you could take your dry clear glue, dab it all around, just like we did with the ink, and then dip it into the crystal clear and make them all glittery. And then they would pop on the card because there's no glitter on the card. Those would be very glittery, beautiful flowers. Okay, so let's make the card. I've got a 6x6 card base, and I made mine as a side fold card, but you could absolutely make it as a 10 fold card, whichever you prefer. And then I've taken a piece of paper from the floral butterfly, and I've cut it very slightly smaller than the 6x6. So I cut it a couple of 16ths of an inch smaller, just so that I can have that little bit of white showing around the edge. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to, it is only a very fine showing around that edge. There we go. And just press that down like so. And then the Courtyard Elegance die. Oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful die. I think this would make an amazing box, especially as a lid. Absolutely gorgeous. Really one of those crafty favourites. Margaret, it's good to see you. Teresa, it's so good you're here. And Valerie. Now, obviously I want to glue this down, but what I don't want to do is glue it down fully, because I want just a little bit of movement here. So you can see that it is flat, but by not gluing this circle down, it gives that illusion of some movement. So I'm just going to put my glue on the outer piece here, like so. Okay. There we go. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know if you've seen that there is a savings this month for the whole of June 2023. You can get a free mould, one of the 3D shaping moulds, with a $50 purchase. So if you are missing some moulds to your flowers, or you're still looking for some flowers, then take advantage and add those moulds to your cart. And one of the things that the moulds did for me was they made being able to make so many flowers really quick and really easily, and to get the same result every time. So perfect for beginners, perfect for advanced crafters. The mould makes the flower, which is great for a new crafter. But if you're an advanced crafter, you can play with those petals and shape them with your fingers, tweak them, and really take them to another level. So they're very amazing to have in your crafty stash. There we go. So I've cut this piece using the circle from this die set. So let me I want to go back a step, because this was cut using this piece and the outer together. So you can see I've taped these together to give me that die cut. And then I've used the circle piece to cut out a piece of paper from the floral butterfly, and I've stamped my sentiment. Now, sometimes I don't know where I'm going to put my sentiment. So what I do, I'll just share a little tip on what I do here. So we'll just move this to one side. I'll come back to that. I like to stamp my sentiments before I stamp them onto my papers. And what I do is I have a acrylic block that's got the grids on, and I line up my sentiment to my line. So this was nice and easy. It's got a line on there. And what I do is I get a scrap piece of card and I line up the straight edge to my grid line to check that I've got my stamp sentiment straight. And that's a fluke. It's okay. If it's not, just keep wiggling it and keep stamping until you get it just how you want it. Now, one of the things, sometimes when I've got my card, I'm like, where do I want my sentiment? So what I do is I cut out my sentiment, and if you've got a piece of scrap paper that's the same as what you're actually creating with, you may get a better look of understanding where it is. And then all I do is kind of play with it and place it where I might want it. So I don't want it right down here, kind of want it there. So that gives me, I can see without having stamped what the result's going to look like. Okay. So I have taken this beautiful circle and I've stamped my sentiment, which is from the My Friends sentiments, for My Friends sentiments. There's so many in here. They're so lovely. This is one of my favorites. I'm so grateful for you. You're so much more than a friend. It's been a while. With all my love, I miss you. Just wanted you to know. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of here. Joyce, it's good to see you, my friend. How's Florida today? I'm hoping it's nice and sunny for you. And then I'm just going to pop this into the circle here. And because I didn't glue this down, I can move it around easily and I can slide it in nice and easily too. Okay. So this time I'm going to be using my leafy accents, and I'm using this gorgeous curly Q one. Now there is a mould to these, and look how fantastic these shape. Really gives them shaping that I know I couldn't achieve using my tools. So what we're going to do is we're just going to place these on here. Let's lay out where we want them to go. And then we can cut off those pieces just with some scissors. Like I say, I keep these. I've got a nice little basket full of those. So we can place those onto there like so. Or we can use our paper ones. Oh, I'm actually going to glue down the foam ones so that we can see them side by side and see what the difference is. But you can see, in fact, don't they, although it's the same flower, could you imagine a bouquet made with the same zinnias but in different mediums? They really look amazing together. And if you did different sizes, so that the smaller ones or the larger ones, in fact, I happen to have some of the smaller ones here, that actually works really beautifully. And it's the same stamp set. So you're really maximizing the versatility with this flower by doing that. Okay, let's glue these down. Move these flowers. Okay, so I'm just going to add some hot glue down my middle of my leaf, because I like the movement, and I'm also going to be putting those flowers on top. So we just put them on like so, and then I'm going to put hot glue onto both of my flowers. Oh, that one was a bit runny. like so. And then I'm going to place them on together at the same time so that they can be placed together, so that they work together. And I'm just going to hold them while that grabs. And there we have our amazing flower. Okay, so there we go. Those, they are side by side for you. In fact, let's have it. Don't you just love it when you like to play? Do you like to play as well? We could put some of these little ones in here. Have I got any more? Put another one up here. Really. So we've got two different looks. So tell me, which one do you love? The one on the left with the foam, or the one on the right with the paper? Friend, it's been amazing crafting with you. Thank you so much for your time. It's always fun to craft together. Remember to take advantage of the free mould with a $50 purchase, and make sure to have a look in the warehouse clearance. You can save up to 70%. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure to head to the website www.heartfeltcreations.us if there's anything that is on your crafty wish list. Have a fantastic day. Friends, it's been amazing. I will see you again soon with the June release. So I'm just looking at it here. Don't want to knock too much over. There we go. So this is the June release. I'm going to be using this one. If you've not seen it yet, then make sure you have a look at the collections on the website and you can see the preview and be inspired there. It's really a beautiful collection. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my friend, and I will see you soon. Bye.